Welcome back to the channel. Johnny, it's time to learn. It's time to learn more about Indian classical music.
Awesome.
We are back with Anuja K. This time, this is a much needed lesson. Concept of rhythm. Taal and Laya in Hindustani Raag music. So we're trying to catch the time signatures. We know 7/8 is popular, but things seem to land on like 10 a lot, 16. So we've had a lot of questions. You have suggested this is one of several drumming videos we should check out. So that's what we're doing today.
Excellent. But before we do, if you like what you see and hear, please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell so you always know what content we're coming out with.
I should learn how to play a little bit of like piano music while you're saying that. But first,
you should turn it on first.
I should turn it on. It's kind of an essential part of playing music. But just something nice. No. Something a little suspenseful.
Sometimes silence is nice too, you know?
It's a very subtle state. Richard, maybe just play the video and not contribute musically.
Silence is good.
All right, here we go.
At times.
Hey, ever thought what it is in music that makes you feel like dancing? Is it the melody? Nah. Then what is it? To know more, keep watching this episode of the Basic Theory of Indian Classical Music with me, Anuja K. Hey friends, today we have with us a special guest, Unmesha Athavale. So Unmesha, could you tell the viewers about the aspect of rhythm in Hindustani music?
First of all, thank you Anuja for inviting me. Now, in Indian classical music, Taal and Laya are related to rhythm. Taal is nothing but a cycle of beats. Each Taal is made up of specific syllables and specific beats.
Okay.
The distance between each beat is equal. And Laya is the distance between each beat. So the lesser the distance, the faster is the tempo. And the larger the distance, the slower is the tempo. Laya determines the tempo. So basically in Indian classical music, there are three layas you can say. Vilambit, that is slow. Madhya, that is medium. And Drut, that is fast. Yeah.
She has music in between segments.
Good music, yes.
Taals played on tabla are used for khayal gaiki. Usually taals of 16 beats, 14 beats, 12 beats and 10 beats are used. Beats are also known as matras and one cycle is known as avartan. So for completion of one cycle you need to come on the first beat, which is known as the sum. So for khayal gaiki, usually for bada khayal the vilambit or the madhya lay is used, and for chota khayal it is always done drut lay.
Okay, so we have decided to give you all a demo on how the taal is played and how it is used in chota khyal and bada khyal. Let us take the most popular taal, which is the teen taal, having 16 beats in one avartan.
Okay.
So, teen taal bowls or syllables are dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, dha, dha, tin, ta, ta, din, da. That is 16 beats, and this is how it is played. Da, din, da, da, din, da, da, din, da, da, din, da.
Now that you've heard it on tabla, let's see how it sounds with the chota khyal.
She's great.
She started singing and I completely lost count. I just started listening to her.
I know. It gets you. Man, I love the sound of the tone of the drum. It's just so unique.
Yeah, and tabla has it, and just just the how she leans, obviously where you hit it, but also putting pressure on the head, the
Hmm.
just the pitch movement and everything.
Yeah, it's so melodic. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Khyaal is wherein you need a lot of cycles of 16 beats to complete the sthai. But in Bada
Okay.
Khyaal, the cycle is so slow that one cycle or one avartan is enough to complete one sthai of the Bada Khyaal. So let me show you a demo of Bada Khyaal.
I didn't realize it would be this slow. Okay.
In those slow tempos, it's harder to keep your meter accurate. Yeah.
Great breath control.
Yeah. Interesting scale too.
And that's one cycle.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now let us move on to see the next tal, which is of 12 beats and also popularly used in Chota and Bada Khyaal Gaiki. It is called the Ek Tal.
So, ektal, the bowls are din, din, dage, tirikite, tin, na, kat, tin, dage, tirikite, din, na. So, ektal is played like din, din, dage, tirikite, tin, na, kat, tin, dage, tirikite, tin,
Oh, interesting.
din.
So now let
We've seen this before. I love how the description of the beat is literally the percussive sounds that
Yeah.
the beat is consistent of or consists
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, no, it just amplifies the musicality that is. I
Mhm.
mean, drums are musical in general, but
course.
especially in Indian music, it just seems like it has a little bit more of a lyrical identity than other cultures.
100%.
us increase the tempo of this tal and let me sing a sthai from Chota Khyaal for you.
Cycle?
If you're a fan
Okay.
of Bollywood songs, then you could relate this tal to the tal playing in the song Kahe Chheda Chheda Mohe from the film Devdas, which goes like Next, let's move on to
So the idea of that being one cycle in the process of a full rag, they would, I don't know how many times that cycle repeats. Maybe she's going to answer that, but I guess it's a question I'm just going to throw out to you guys in the comments. Is there an expected number of times, or is that part of the improvisational experience based on what's happening? I don't know if there's any rules attached to that.
Yeah, it's still so interesting that the balance of form versus improvisation. Obviously they stay pretty structured in a lot of ways with the way things repeat, but
Mhm.
melodically, it's like that still gets me. Is there's certain rules and guidelines, but it's sort of made up on the spot as well. So it's just it's so interesting.
It is, and there's still, even though it's a 12 beat cycle, and there's that rhythmic expectation, because it's 12 beats, there's the feeling of it being just ever flowing and almost improvisational of itself, because it's not like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Da, 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 Like this becomes really predictable, and in terms of where the downbeat is and where the chord progression might be, things like that in our Western music. With this, because it's 12 beats out.
So the way it's separated, it's not just cut in half. It's like,
well, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the little fill comes in after beat 4, then it's another whatever 6 beats.
Feeling of flow and evolution because of the length of it, and that's what gives me that float feeling I talked about in some earlier reactions.
It's very grounded in some ways too. I mean, it's definitely, you don't feel like you're meandering, but it's unpredictable enough that it's not just plotzing along. Like,
right. Let me back it up a little bit here.
Next, let's move on to a tal with 10 beats called as jhap tal.
Tantal, aktal.
So jhap tal is of 10 beats, that is din, na, din, din, na, din, na, din, din, na.
She's connecting some of that.
Na, din, din, na, din, na, din, din, na.
So this is how it sounds in a chota khyal.
Nice.
Now that the viewers know how it sounds,
By not having that division, you said, by not having like a distinct landing on the 5, even though there's a beat there, because there's a feeling of evolution within the 10. That's what.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and cool to see how the tempo changed from, the example that she started out with, just showing what it was, and then into the song. Using that, it's a totally different feel too. Like,
Yes.
Higher tempo, it kind of had a more of a forward momentum. Admittingly, rhythm is probably my weakest aspect. I play most instruments, but drums is not one of them. So there's just an extra layer of discovery for me with this. Obviously, musically speaking, I'm discovering things all the time because it's so new to me. But the rhythmic aspect, because it's my weakest, I'm just sort of in awe right now. I'm like, wow.
Same.
Cool.
Even though I started out as a drummer, I mean that's I haven't played drums in 22 years. That was my youth before I discovered singing. So I'm so disconnected, but I just have an affinity towards appreciating it, and this is cool.
now that the viewers know how it sounds with the rhythm, they might obviously feel that all 16 beats is teen tal and 12 beats likely is ek tal. How far is that true?
So all 16 beat cycles are not teen tal. Teen tal is a 16 beat cycle, but there are other tals which are of 16 beats. For example, Tilbada, which is a 16 beat cycle, which is also played for Khyal Gaiki. And if you take the example of ek tal, which is a 12 beat cycle, now here also 12 beat cycle does not necessarily mean it is ek tal. You have another tal known as chautal, which is popularly played on the pakhavaj, which is also a 12 beat cycle.
Okay.
Similarly, if you take the example of 14 beat cycle, which is commonly, Jhumra is a common tal which is played for Khyal Gaiki, and also Dhamar is another 14 beat tal which is played for Dhamar form of Gaiki, and another tal in 14 beats is Deepchandi, which is usually...
We just don't communicate in 10, 12, 14, 16 beat cycles ever. I mean, again, outside of something really progressive or exotic to our ears.
Yeah, it's usually just 4, 3, 6, 8,
Like that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some, obviously, maybe more musical theater pieces or classical pieces might, shift the tempo and change a little bit, be more advanced in that sense. But their commonality of rhythmic structure is totally different than how I've learned it to be in music
and I think
listen to.
Again, that lack of repetition of the cycle repeating, having longer cycles. I think that's, it goes back to what you were saying. It gives it that flow. It gives it that float
More
because
exciting.
It's not just, kind of the predictable downbeat. It's just got more of a evolutionary.
Right.
It's just
And as
weaving
a
and flowing. Yeah.
as a result of that, since that's the foundation, you're naturally going to be inspired to do something very different on top of that because of how the melody
Changes everything. Yeah.
has to land, or when the chord, if there is a chord change, has to evolve with it as well. It's just everything is different because this is different as a result.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, like Anuja said, the rhythm and melody are two sides of the same coin, and they're both they're both equally important in dictating where the song goes and how it feels. And yeah, when your rhythm is that vastly different, well, for us anyway, I mean, everything's got to follow suit, and that's why it's always so interesting to hear the combination of more of a modern Indian sound versus the classical, which the modern kind of brings in some different elements, cultural elements,
For sure.
and it creates something even more new. So it's really neat.
Accompanied for Thumri.
So this was our episode on the tals used in Khyal Gaiki. In the next episode, we will be demonstrating on how tals are used in light music, especially Bollywood music. So do stay tuned and click on the link to the next episode. See you.
She's so
So-
sweet.
We will always we'll always have the link in the description below for you guys who want to go watch this. We may not jump to that next video. I'm not sure what's next. I know there is some other rhythmic based lessons that many of our viewers have suggested to check out. So we may shift gears a little bit there and then come back to her. We'll see what happens, but definitely go check out her page if you're curious beyond what we're presenting. I don't know if we're going to get to all of her videos because she has so many, but I'm loving them so far.
So it's so great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is it for today's lesson. So we're learning some new terms, and now I'm going to be listening for that. And just structurally, I'm starting to understand a little bit more as to how things evolve. It's really, really interesting.
Oh yeah.
It's starting to make a little bit of sense.
I mean, a
Stubborn old
little
brain.
bit. It's still, it's hard to learn new things, but
It is.
It's,
Awesome. Well, thank
we're
you
enjoying
guys.
the process.
Thank you, everyone. As always, don't forget, if you haven't already, to hit that like. That lets YouTube know that this is a likable video and that more people should watch it. We greatly appreciate it. That's
Yes.
it for now. Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys. See ya.